help with anything on the campaign, I'm sure that Mary had a sign-in list. We have everybody sign in to help for the general. Things are looking really strong. And that's probably what I ought to tell you about is where we're at. We currently, as you probably all know, have about 20,000 ballots that are outstanding. Of those, you've got a large percentage that are absentee. The rest are questioned. The absentee ballots, one of the good pieces of data that we got today is that in Elmendorf, about 90% of the active duty military vote went for us. On Fort Bridge, about 75%. So, on the absentee ballots, we expect a fairly significant percentage to be active duty military. And that means that we should be able to spread our gap a little bit, hopefully, when the ballots are counted tomorrow.
That is good news.
I see at least a 2,000 plus vote margin.
What's that?
I see at least a 2,000 plus vote margin, if not more.
Well, you know, we're at 1,700 now, a little bit shy of that, and we're convinced that we'll maintain that, maybe even cause it to open a little bit. The question ballots, again, you know, those are the committed voters that voted outside of their precincts, so we feel very good about that as well. So all in all, we're very optimistic. We're excited that the Division of Elections has been doing a great job, and I think there are a number of observers here, right?
Yes.
How many people have helped observe? Well, I appreciate that greatly. It's not it's thankless work, I should say. You guys spend a lot of time kind of watching and observing, but it's a very important role, as you know. And I think the Division of Elections appreciates the fact that we have people out there making sure that everything goes by the book. So, again, I thank you. There are a number of people that are not here tonight, in part because they spent all day at these Division of Election sites making sure that everything is done by the book. And we've just, is Mark here?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mark. Mark, I appreciate your help. Of course, everybody else that's participated. Mark, if you could just maybe tell everybody the names of the people that are at the various locations. Do you recall, or can you do that for us?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to miss somebody, but...
well, that's why I'm having you do it rather than me.
That's okay. I'll put on the spot. We just picked up a few in Nome that escapes me right now.
Andrew Lee's in Nome.
Andrew Lee, yeah.
Who else do we have? We have somebody else out there that's helping out, too, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, look at that. So efficient.
How does it help her out to this day?
Well, Mary's been correlating them for us all day.
You're recording.
So I've been trying to put them together.
Okay, very good.
As we get
There's
excellent.
I'm just going to go off the list here. We'll start with Barbara Struble, Mary Sims, Evita Samuels, Nancy Manley, of course Dirk Moffett and Bill Merrill.
And Dirk, you've been here in Anchorage? Yeah. Okay, good.
And Richard Kohler, Kim Swanson, Harvey Lyatt, Greg Few, Ruth, our main phone caller here, Ersman, and Eddie Burke and Don Benson also
Very good.
jumped in.
And you know, these are all volunteers. I mean, just like this entire campaign, and this is one of the things that I've tried to express, we've got national media here, is that the reason why this campaign has been successful to date is because of you guys. There's no question about it. There's never been a campaign, I've been up here for 16 years, some of you much longer than I, but I've never seen a campaign that has been so energetic, so engaged. The volunteer network has been second to none. And that's what's made it. It's the word of mouth, getting out there, the sweat equity, putting up the signs, spreading the word. I mean, the common sense message that we put out to Alaskans, obviously it's one that it's going to have a broad-based acclaim even in the general election. I mean, this is not some sort of right-wing, far-right position. This is, look, getting the power back to the states. And the idea of the state to make sure.
I should also mention there's more names to come on this list too. I can't get them to Thomas flying fast enough to get them on the list of people that are requesting to help in ballot watching.
You bet. That's great. That's great. So we got much more in the way of volunteers coming into the network. But again, this is the opportunity to grow the base of volunteers, the supporters for this campaign. Don't take anything for granted. Obviously, the extreme left wing of the Democratic Party does not want to see this thing succeed. We need as much help as we can get to make sure that the message of states' rights gets out and that it catches throughout the United States, because this is important beyond the state level. In order for us to succeed, we obviously have to build coalitions at the national level to ensure that everybody else sees that the salvation of this country is the Federalist platform, the one where the states basically have the Alaska, of course, that's a huge deal because that means our lands, that means our resource base. And for the western states, the same. And there are also some eastern states, obviously, that have lands tied up as well. But we have got to push this message beyond Alaska, and it's going to require all of our effort. And we want to make sure that we have all of us working toward that common goal. And again, I appreciate everybody's involvement in this campaign. Again, well, thank you. It is something that has a benefit to all of us, to our children, our grandchildren. It gets us out of this downward trend that this country is in. It is an answer to the socialist agenda, and I'm not afraid to say that. The entitlement state is not the future of this nation.
Amen.
The future of this nation is a hardworking American, the vision of the states having the power, local control, not a one-size-fits-all solution, but a solution that fits the various states that we have. And that really is also the answer to the diversity of the nation. It is something that can allow the federal government to be empowered in the area of the national defense. It's something that I think has gotten short shrift. You also have, of course, border security, which is absolutely critical. And those are all things that we can work together for. It's something that I think will empower this nation.
That's right.
Again, the volunteer network is the most important thing, but obviously we need your funds as well. We have, I think, a basket for donations. Of course, you can go online at joemiller.us and donate as well. We have a real need for funding. We need to get signs out. We need to make sure that the message gets out on media. And I'm convinced that just as in the primary, the same way in the general, we'll be successful in that regard. But I'll ask for all your help in that way as well. So, again, thanks for coming out. I'll be around for a little bit to answer any questions. Okay.
Thank you.